Hi, my name is Llewellyn and I am 25 years old. I am a South African English teacher and I have been living in China, in Chengdu, for the past 14 months. The water comes in the mountains. Before coming to China, I did have a few concerns. Firstly was about the language barrier that I would encounter coming to a non-native English-speaking country and coming from a native English-speaking country. So I arrived in China, honestly I anticipated a bit more English-speaking ability in the city that I came to in Chengdu, but I was actually met with the opposite. Like very few people could actually speak English. So in the beginning it was very difficult for me to get by, to communicate, to actually, direct a taxi driver or to just do the basic interactions in a supermarket or a convenience store. However, it's become a lot easier. I'd say a year into it, I can get by, I can perform all the basic communicative tasks that I need to in order to survive. And yeah, I get a lot of help from all the people around me. If I want to ask them, how do I say this? I get a lot of suggestions. It's become fairly easy for me to communicate now.
Okay. Hello, Star.
Another concern that I had before coming to South Africa was about the salary and the earning potential within China for an English teacher. Before coming, I had concerns about whether I would earn enough to save as much as I intended to save, with my priority for coming to China being saving money. So I didn't know what to expect really in terms of the cost of living and how much it costs to live comfortably in China. However, coming here, I found that my salary was in the range of $2,500 to $3,000, which is very high compared to South African standards. I'd say I earn about 3 times more as I would have in South Africa for the same kind of work. This alone has made it very motivating to stay here and to, enjoy the city. Of that amount, I'd say about 25%, it costs me about 25% of that amount to get by in a month to cover all my basic expenses, and on top of that I'd say it's maybe another 20% to 25% for a good apartment with really good living conditions. And yeah, so the ability and the potential to save money based on the salary that I was given here was actually far higher than my expectations. With regard to my teaching hours, my current contract, I work from Wednesdays to Sundays. Within these days, I work a total of 30 hours, of which 23 are for teaching. The remaining 7 hours are used for lesson planning and just for general lesson preparation with regards to the remaining 23 hours.
Phonics, and it focuses on some content that they know from level 3, but also new content, new grammar and new vocabulary.
The reason I came to China was actually by the suggestion of a friend of mine. She had been living in Chengdu and teaching kids English for about 6 months before I arrived. So I spoke to her about her experience in Chengdu and her experience with the kids, and she made it sound very positive. She made China seem very attractive to me, so I decided I would do some research on the industry of teaching English in China. And after doing a lot of research, I realized that the industry itself for foreign English language teachers in China is booming at the moment. The level of opportunities here is on par with and even greater than a lot of the other Asian countries that offer positions to foreigners to teach. So I decided to give it a go. I decided to take the opportunity and to come to China and to experience this industry myself and to experience the culture. Personally, the reason I chose to teach children and the reason I came to China to teach children English is because it's personally very rewarding to watch the children's minds expanding and to actually be the one to introduce them to new cultures and new ideas, to kind of be the representative of the Western world, to kind of introduce them to new cultural ideas and to new knowledge basically, and to be able to watch the children as they experience this and as they learn this, and to be the one facilitating this process in their minds it's very rewarding, and I think it's a very important thing for people to do in society. In my current school, the work environment is very positive and it's very supportive. In my office of teachers, we have, including myself, we have 4 foreign teachers and 7 Chinese teachers. And the lessons are divided equally between the Chinese teachers and the foreign teachers. In each lesson, we will have 1 foreign teacher and 1 Chinese teacher to control the class.
Very good. Kayla, Gina, and Cece, go. Good job.
Okay, how many umbrellas does he have?
He has 2. Good.
In the classroom and in the teaching, it is mostly focused around the foreign teacher. The foreign teacher acts as the head teacher in the lesson, but the Chinese teacher is there to facilitate any nuances in meaning that need to be translated, any sort of difficult topics that require, I don't know, a Chinese perspective in terms of translating and explaining to the students. Another important role that I feel the Chinese teachers play in the classroom is with regards to the discipline of the students. Obviously, they are more culturally aware of the Chinese techniques of discipline and on what is appropriate in terms of disciplining a student. So it's very helpful to have the Chinese students in the classroom because they're able to negotiate these nuances in controlling the students and in facilitating the learning environments. It's a very useful system, I believe, having the Chinese teacher and the foreign teacher work together collectively in the classroom.
You.
Big or small U? It's a big U. Say U. Big U. Small U. Look.
At the end of my first contract, after the first 12 months of teaching here, I decided to renew my contract and to take another position for another 12 months with my school. I feel like the experience and the knowledge and the skills that I'm gaining in the school and teaching these kids is extremely valuable for my career and for my resume and just for my own personal and professional development. I feel like there's a lot of information that I can still gain and a lot of experience and a lot of skills in the field of teaching that I can still gain while teaching for the school and teaching these children and teaching in the system. Yeah, I feel it's very valuable, and I feel very confident about staying for another year in China and another year at the school. I feel there's a lot that I still need to experience. There's a lot of places that I still need to go to. There's a lot I still need to learn, and there's a lot I still want to experience. So I've gladly decided to stay till the end of the second contract, and who knows, maybe even further.